karma, subject that has been repeated billions of times. And a subject that has been continuously misunderstood billions of times. Will you put it here? Okay. I would say, arguably, the subject of karma is probably the most difficult subject to teach and to understand. At glance, when we talk about karma, in the context of cause and effect, to the certain extent, it's acceptable. I mean, it's chewable, so to speak. It's even quite scientific. Probably the whole business of the philosophy of karma is actually what many Buddhists are kind of proud of. We are believer of karma. But I think, isn't there an expression called God-fearing nation? God-fearing nation? I don't think you can really have that kind of expression, karma-fearing nation. I don't think you can have that. But people do. You know, sometimes, you know, as we talk about this karma, we hear, we can pick up Buddhists talk as if they are afraid of karma. You know, so then we have to be careful here. When we talk about gross level of karma, such as, you know, like if you plant rice, rice will grow. If you plant marigold, marigold will grow. I think, you know, generally people can sort of accept that level of karma. But once the karma embarks more on the subtle and more refined, then karma gets really deep and vast. See, a Buddhist would say something like this. Buddhists would say, we are not, God did not create us. We are created by karma. So sometimes this expression indicates that our fate or destiny is in our hand, so to speak. You see, karma. We are byproduct of our karma. We are not controlled by God. Okay. But it's not that straightforward too, because it's a bit like before the egg is cooked, you can control how much, what do you call it? Like half raw, what do you call it? Like raw, soft boil, that's right. Soft boil, hard boil, you can do all of that. But once the egg is 99.99 cooked, then karma does not mean that it's in your hand. So sometimes karma can be very, very, tyrannical. Basically, what I'm saying is, there's, you get this sense when the Buddhists say, oh, we believe in karma. We don't believe in a God who dictates our life. They sort of exude this, oh, it's in our hand. But just be careful when you say this. Another reason why karma is so difficult is when you talk about karma, you have to talk about time. Obviously, right? The time when you eat so many chili, effect time you go to toilet. You understand? So you have to talk about some sort of a time. Oh, I must have had a bad karma in my past life. That's why I'm here like this, like that. You understand? So you are talking about a time. And this makes it difficult because time is one of the vaguest, is there such a word? Most vague thing, a most vague phenomena. One of the most vague phenomena, but one of the force that makes things so real. How frustrating. It's the most ridiculous thing, Yet it is the thing that makes things so real and painful and exciting, and so this is why it's difficult. Okay. Another reason why karma is difficult to talk. When you talk about karma, cause, condition, effect, is very logical. Now, logic is another vaguest thing that we have that traps you. I know many of you love reasoning and logic. I'm sure those who have been to Yale and Harvard. I have to talk to the British people here, Cambridge people. Age of what? Reason. Renaissance. Voltaire. What is it? That philosopher? Voltaire. Yeah, you guys, listen. I'm talking to Richard Dixie, by the way. Oh, yeah, okay. So you love reason, you love logic, but hear this, is the vaguest, ridiculous thing that makes you trap the most, because it's logical, it's sensible. I can actually go on more, but just one more reason why karma is difficult. Karma is difficult, especially when we begin to talk about bad karma and good karma, because bad and good is like king and the queen of the vagueness. Is there such a word? Yeah. It's like, oh my goodness, it's vague. It's like, wow, good, bad. Oh, I have to tell you this. Another reason why karma is difficult. Basically, philosophy of karma is the teachings on chicken and egg. Which one came first, chicken or egg? I'm coming back to this one. This one is important. See, when we use the word such as cause and effect, not even for a moment, we think that the very cause that we are talking is actually a result of another cause. This is one of the cause of the fundamental misunderstanding and mistakes. Okay, one last thing. Why karma is difficult to understand and teach and understand. Karma is difficult to understand, especially in Buddhism, because actually the real reason why there is a teaching called karma is because Buddhists wants you to understand shunyata. That's only reason why there is a karma teaching. Nothing else, nothing else. So this should tell you karma is not a destiny, karma is not a fate, but karma has nothing to do with the free will too. Destiny, no. Free will, no. Because when we talk about destiny and a free will in the ordinary world, it seems that people are talking about a conclusion after an analysis. Okay, sorry to speak very academically, but this is the only way for now. Because karma is actually relative. It's not absolute. So, there are a lot of people who think, oh, you are Buddhist. You must be the one, you must be those guys who are trying to collect good karma and trying to get rid of bad karma. Wrong. That's a wrong way of putting it. Buddhist wants to go beyond karma, bad or good, beyond karma. Because from the Buddhist point of view, karma is an illusion, but it's still very powerful. The word illusion should not make you sort of downgrade karma. No, it's very powerful. Illusion is actually very powerful. If I am dreaming a glass of water in my dream, the dream glass can hold dream water. And in my dream, when I drink, there's even a time, water, beginning of the sipping, slowly going down through the throat and arrival to the stomach. Even the time exists in the dream. And what? Suddenly, I realized I've been drinking bleach. What is it? The guide suggested to bleach, right? Yeah. Suddenly, you realize you have been drinking bleach. That's called nightmare. Yes. And in that dream, yes, you could call 911. And then ambulance can arrive and you can go to the hospital. All of that you can do. Arrival to the hospital, about to die, somebody save you, all of that you can do. In reality, not a moment. Maybe you only napped after a heavy lunch for 2 minutes. And you have not moved from your sofa even for 1 centimeter. So you see, so that the logic, the what do you call it, the game, even though it's not really happening, it has all the impact. Bad karma, good karma, please think in that context. See, when we talk about predestined or a free will, then you are not talking about the dream, the glass in the dream, the water in the dream, the bleach in the dream, the 911, then you are not. Then you are talking about a true, a reality, something that cannot be changed, isn't it? Destiny, something that you cannot avoid. Okay, so I think we have talked enough of sort of the overall understanding of the so-called karma, generally from Buddhism, and perhaps the way I'm explaining may have a little bit of a Mahayana sort of flavor. Now, I'm sure, I mean, there are a lot of questions here. Probably I will not be able to finish answering all the questions, but I think many of my statement I'm making here, hopefully, is dealing with the questions that you have come up with. Okay, so now to be more specific, how do you sort of apply the understanding of the karma as a Buddhist? Now, I have already told you that ultimately the goal of a Buddhist is got nothing to do with collecting lots and lots of good karma and getting rid of lots and lots of bad karma. Our aim is to be free from the nightmare, free from the illusion of karma. That is the ultimate goal. But in the meantime, for those who have no clue about the illusory aspect of karma, they may have a little clue, but their habit of thinking illusion as a real is so strong that their intellectual sort of understanding is not enough. Those who have the wish to untangle, liberate ourselves from this kind of entanglement and bondage of karma, what do we do? We apply three kind of what we call discipline. We talk about, in Buddhism, we talk about three disciplines. Discipline of ethic, okay, and maybe we will come back to that. And then discipline to make your mind malleable or focused. And lastly, most importantly, discipline to be acquainted and actually realize the truth, prajna, basically, the wisdom. Out of these three, the ethic, one-pointedness or concentration, samadhi, and the prajna, the third, the prajna, the wisdom, is the most important. Without the prajna or the wisdom, ethic, and the one-pointedness or the concentration doesn't, it really is, it's not qualified as the Buddhist path, let's say. because all the discipline, whatever discipline you are applying, must help you get at least closer to the truth. So let's say one of the discipline in the so-called Buddhist practice is sitting. Well, that's just one very small one. If that discipline of sitting straight is not taking you, but in any means, if this sitting is not taking you closer to the truth, this discipline is not working. And just for the sake of those who are new, in case there are people who are new, let's say the truth of impermanence, the fact that we are going to die. We are dying, actually. This truth need to be realized not only intellectually, but practically. And things are not truly existing as how they appear. This truth need to be understood or realized, not just intellectually, but practically. If a change of season or a sunset makes you realize the changing nature of our life better than sitting in a temple, that method of gazing at a sunset is considered discipline of ethic. And the discipline of samadhi or concentration. Okay. Again, many times when we talk about a karma, people seem to only talk about karma related to the body. And then maybe they seem to talk about karma that's related to the speech, but hardly people think karma related to the mind. When in fact, karma created by the mind is the most important and most powerful. And this is also probably, I'm not so, okay, this is probably a big differentiation between the Buddhist idea of karma and the so-called Hindus' idea of karma. So mind's karma, in other words, motivation, a right motivation, especially motivation such as the bodhicitta, wishing to enlighten, awaken all sentient beings. With that kind of motivation, basically every action you engage become what we call good karma. But this is not the end. You create so-called good karma. Good karma, again, just to remind you, something that takes you closer to the truth. But this so-called good karma has to also exhaust. Okay, we take a short break because I need to read the questions. 10 minutes break.